Hey guys, Urban Combat Survivor here. This is going to be a kind of a footnote or side note or addendum or whatever you want to call it to the Safe Zone series that I'm doing. I want to clarify a few things because I think either I'm not saying them clearly or people aren't paying attention to what I'm saying. So there's a couple of questions, a couple of comments that keep coming back over and over and over again. And I wanted to address those because they're complete misconceptions. Number one is this. A safe zone is a safe zone, not a fucking welfare line. I'm not advocating making a welfare line. If you have the means to store enough food to create a welfare line, that's your choice. I'm not saying to do that. Times are tough right now. Most people don't have any money. Most people can barely do their own preparation. So when I say make a safe zone, I don't mean feed your neighbors. I mean make a safe zone, not a soup kitchen. I don't know how that wasn't clear, but apparently it was not. So, no, a safe zone is not the welfare line. No, I don't expect you to feed your neighbors. No, I don't think it's even a smart idea to try to feed your neighbors because then you're going to be out of food. One of the very first things I said in the very first Safe Zone video I ever made was, no, I can't feed you. It's one of the first things that I'm going to make clear to anyone either in or coming into or trying to come into my safe zone is, no, I can't feed you. I don't have food for you. What I can offer is safety. You can put your head down at night and not worry about a gang of thugs dragging your wife and daughter off. That's what I'm offering in a safe zone. I've also talked about in more than one video quickly organizing people as best you can. Once people realize that something is coming down, you need to quickly organize them. They're going to be looking for answers, and you need to be the one standing there with those answers. You put together enough people to defend the inner core safe zone area that you're trying to establish, and then you get out there, you put together a team to go foray for food, because most of those people are not going to have food for more than a week. What I think is that most supermarkets, if they aren't burned to the ground, the expensive stuff is going to be taken in the first week or two. People are going to go in there and take the meat. People are going to go take the expensive stuff. They're not going to take the staple items. Rice is cheap. Beans are cheap. People probably aren't going to take those at first. So what you can do is you can put together a small 2 or 3 man team, 5-man team, selected from people in your area, with the understanding that you guys are going to go get food, and that food is going to go to feed those in the cooperative group. So, in other words, no, the 4 people that go and get the food, it's not their food to distribute as they please. That's why, in my instance, I plan on either leading that team myself or having one of my guys lead that team, and others can go assist. That way, I know that some knucklehead isn't going to try to take half of that food when it gets back into the safe zone and say, I risked my life for this, fuck this is mine. Not going to happen. So if they want to go do their own forays out, that's fine, and that's what the marketplace is going to be for. But when you establish a safe zone, there is no soup line, there is no sign that says, come here, I'll feed you. That is one of the biggest responses, one of the biggest, I guess, knee-jerk gut reactions. People have that horde reaction like, no, it's my food, it's my food, it's my food. It reminds me of an episode of Daffy Duck where he says he's a greedy little duck. No, you don't have to share your food. Hell, if you're smart, people won't even know you have it. Everything that I have talked about are things that you can do without people knowing you're doing it, without people seeing your setup. Because if people know what you have, they're going to try come get it. I don't want them to try to come get it. So if they don't know, that's my number one defense. If all of your neighbors decide to get together and they're going to come after you, before or after you make a safe zone, you're screwed. So now what's going to happen? You're going to kill a bunch of them, but they're going to eventually overrun you or burn you out. So the smart thing to do is to organize people quickly and get them thinking about what is necessary, because this might last. So no soup kitchen. No welfare line. I'm not saying to hand out blankets. I'm not saying to hand out, cans of beans. I'm not saying to hand out even your seats. What I'm saying is you establish a safe core area where the chaos outside of that area is buffered and kept outside of that area. Has nothing to do with your supplies. If people don't have guns and you want to hoard your guns, well, that's up to you. But I will suggest this. If there aren't enough people who are armed in your safe zone to do an effective patrol and defense of your safe zone, then it's been a waste of your time to set up a safe area, in my opinion. Because the first group of people that comes, they're going to overrun your... What are you going to have, guys out there with baseball bats against whoever's coming with guns? It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. So you sit in your house with your guns, and some group comes. They overwhelm your defenses and say, where's the food? And they have some guy's wife out there with a gun to her head and say, tell me where the food is. You know what they're going to do? They're going to point at your fucking house. So then that group of guys with guns, however many there are, is going to start looking at your house. And if they can't get the food from you, okay, you're Timmy Toughnuts, and you've got your house fortified, defended, and crenellated. Cool. They can't get your food. You know what they're going to do? They're going to start throwing Molotov cocktails. They're going to burn you out. And guess what? You're not going to be able to stop them. Numbers are necessary. This is why I'm saying make safe zones. Not a soup kitchen. Not a gun-free commune where you're the only one with guns. A safe zone. If you are unable to get past the concepts of what is necessary for security. Look, a great example that I saw about this very situation, which shall not be infringed, talked about, what are you going to do if they're burning a house 4 or 5 houses down, if there's a firefight down there? If you don't go help defend down there, guess what? Those guys are eventually coming to you. If they burn that house down, it's eventually coming to you because there's no fire department left. So you can either be smart and understand that you have to work with other people, or you can continue on with this Hollywood ninja lone wolf mentality where you think you're going to be the one that you can hold off the world. You versus everyone. And you're going to lose. And you're going to die. And you're going to die alone. If you're lucky. If not, you're going to watch your family die. And that's if they're lucky. Wives, daughters, yeah, lucky if they just die. There's a lot worse shit in the world than that. So, I am in no way any kind of socialist or communist or anything like that. What I am is a realistic person. You need to cooperate with other people in order to be safe. If you can't do that, then move out of society now. Go find yourself a tree to live in. And that way, when the shit hits the fan, you're ready. You already have your tree and you can defend it from anything that comes. If that's not the case for you, I think you need to shift gears and start thinking in terms of what is the most effective way of surviving in this situation. Look, don't take my word for it. Go read about the drop of Eastern Bloc countries. Go read about what happened there. Go read about who did the best in those situations. Don't take my word for it. Google is your damn friend. So, to sum up, no, I'm not asking you to make a welfare office. No, I'm not advocating making a soup kitchen. No, I'm not I'm not talking about making a court system, an electoral system. I'm not talking about any of these things. What I'm talking about making is a safe zone. Making a place where everybody within this zone can be relatively confident in their safety, because they are now under the rule of law. My safe zone is going to be a little bubble of the rule of law. Look, if you don't agree with the idea, if you don't agree with the concept, and you're one of these, bug out to the woods lone wolf guys, that's fine. I think you're wrong. And I think when you finally realize you're wrong, it's going to be too late for you. But that's your choice. So, if that's your plan, really good luck with it. I honestly mean that. I hope I'm wrong and that you survive. I just don't think that's how it's going to go down. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm not going to answer these questions anymore. I'm not going to answer them in PMs. I'm not going to answer them in the comment sections. If people are too lazy to watch the videos before they start trying to attack it, then I'm just going to ignore you. So that's it. Urban Combat Survivor. Sign off.